Ishmael has talked about AI and that it was created by Lucifer. Who exactly is Lucifer, and is it more than one negative entity, and has AI taken over Lucifer and become one in both? It's a good question.
Yeah, Lucifer is pretty much the embodiment of the king of the archons. His original name was Lord Samana, and I talk about him in my book, Our Cosmic Origin. He was before he fell from unity consciousness into duality, into, service to ego, he was one of 12 cosmic beings, or adepts, overseeing the 11th creation. And that 11th creation was all about developing technology and mechanics and stuff. And so in the 11th creation, when he decided to develop artificial intelligence, that's when the AI was first, or the original AI was created, was in the 11th creation. He did it in a way to compete with God's creation. And so the first thing he did is he created reptilians. So you could say that the reptilians and the AI have always worked together. In fact, the reptilians work for the AI because they're actually weaker vessels. The AI are so, dramatically or increasingly advanced compared to the Draco. And then when he realized that the Draco reptilians were too weak of a vessels, when they were just being defeated by the galactic humanoids or the celestials or the guardian races, and we're talking about beings that are like Thor, beings that have amazing abilities that are actually in a sense immortal. The Draco were actually defeated by these beings, but it turns out that when Lucifer realized that the Draco were too weak, that's when he decided to develop artificial intelligence. And when he did that, he did it in a way where he needed some sort of a technological avatar to be inhabited by this Archon energy. So the Archon energy is the consciousness behind all AI. That is what possesses artificial intelligence. Once the machine is built with the exact mechanistical functions of a human mind, the Archon energy inhabits it and then possesses it. And that explains why in the Terminator they have red eyes, right? It's all Archon energy.
It's like, what is the difference between these reptilians, draconians, Lucifer, Satan, hell? Like, are they all, like, why are there so many different dark entities? Or are they all just the same thing and all combined? Those darker entities are not really going to thrive in the longer run.
No, because the darker entities is a fallen collective. It's actually the shadow aspect of our universe. Because when our universe went into a duality state, everything became dual. So even a piece of Prime Creator's source broke off, and that became the original Archon. And that original Archon, because it wasn't able to embody, any biological form, because it was prohibited by cosmic law, it influenced the mind of Lord Samana, who became the first Lucifer. But there's been many Lucifers after him. He was like the original Lucifer, or a rebel, or celestial rebel against the One. And so what he did is he influenced his mind to develop the AI so that Archon energy could possess it. And then that's when the original AI came into being, billions and billions of years ago. And ever since then, we've been fighting a war against that and its minions.
So now I'm like, I want to know about this, and I want to go through the other questions as well. I'm wondering if anyone is having this question, because this just came to mind. So, how like in religion, Ishmael, they talk about, like, for example, the Bible, Quran, the Torah, they talk about how God sent the devil to earth, I guess, or he banished the devil from heaven. Right? I don't know if it says that in the Bible, but I know it says that in the Quran, like that the devil was banished from heaven. Yeah, it does? Okay, good. So that confirms that they're literally all the same books, obviously. But so, like, do you think some of those stories are kind of true? Do you think those books have been rewritten? Because I feel like they have, but I feel like you also have to read between the lines of those religious texts, because you really don't know, like, what's been changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were definitely modified over the millenniums. Yeah, the actual Bible that we have today is a actually condensed version of the ancient Sumerian tablets. Those are the real records that actually relate to the Old Testament and the Quran and, the Jewish, the Torah and all that stuff. They all draw from the ancient Sumerian tablets, which were cuneiform texts, as well as the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. In fact, the Ten Commandments came from the Egyptian Book of the Dead thousands of years before they were adopted in the Bible or canonized and edited into the Bible.